gone all this season, they haven't bothered to develop a fullback. Instead, they've got a midget back there that has to have Kenny dropping back to take the bombs.
Ron, there's a fellow there I reckon could play it, but it's only my opinion. His name's Graham Atkins. He's got very good hands, can run, takes the ball out, and can tackle.
Well, now that you're taller than Taylor, though.
He can get up better than Taylor, Frank, and he is taller than Taylor.
They've got the best defence in the competition.
Yeah, well, they haven't got a fullback, and I'll tell you what, Paul Taylor.
I think it's affecting the rest of their side. Sterling's been in awful form recently. He plays halfback, he plays 5'8", and he plays fullback in the one game. Also, we've seen the three players involved, Taylor, Kenny and Sterling, all had dreadful games last week, and they're all in that little run
Let me ask the question, as no one's been able to bring up all the week, and then we'll go to the next piece of tape. Is it true that the Parramatta players in the last 20 minutes of that match at the Sydney Cricket Ground last week were bluing amongst themselves because no one knew exactly where they were to play on the field? There was all this shuffling around of halves to fullbacks and fullbacks dropping back to cover for halves and all this sort of... Is that true or not?
Well, I don't think it would be true, Case. You know, at this stage of the season, I mean, they are a side, and I think that when they're behind 20-0, you can think of 1,001 things that they would be doing that that's causing it, but I don't think so. Look, in that interview you did with Gibson a while ago...
Maybe the other players are fibbing.
Wait a minute. In that, Gibson just said his players didn't perform. Now, they didn't perform. That's why they were beaten last week. They performed all the year, and that was a bad one. Have they peaked too early? We'll know that this afternoon.
Well, plenty of manly
all I can
players.
say is you're a weak lot of horses, because you know as well as I do that the Parramatta team was bluing amongst themselves because Jack had them going hither and thither. And you're a weak lot of horses not to say it on television.
I didn't say it because I don't believe it.
I don't care what you say. I'm talking to the others.
Could be that we don't.
I'm talking to the others. They're weak horses.
How would you know that they were doing that?
Because they told me before we came on the air, and now they won't speak up and say it on air.
I didn't get a chance because the $1,000 man was in there.
How would
I
they
didn't know. If I'd known, I would have said it.
Oh,
how would they know? There's no bluing in the Parramatta.
Excuse me, in the dressing room after the game. Let's go to July the 11th. And this time it was at Belmore Sports Ground, and Parramatta won 1-0, 9 points to 4. Let's have a look at this one, gentlemen. The match was 31 minutes old before the first points went on the board. Tobin made this incisive run that took Eastern Suburbs well down into Parramatta's territory. Here's Tobin running hard now, pulled down, but watch the way the Parramatta players will not get off him and let him play the ball. The players were well in a defensive position, so the professional penalty was certainly not needed. It was given away. Giddo kicks the goal, and it was 2-0, the half-time score. 14 minutes into the second half, and here's the only try of the game. We see Sharp take the ball away to the left now from Taylor, who's a dummy half. Sharp with the ball, pulled down. Now, from this play of the ball, Taylor takes it across to Ella. Here's Taylor, a dummy half again. Ella on the burst now. Looking for support, gets it in Kenny. Look at the way Kenny cuts through the opposition. Beautiful piece of football, and that gave Parramatta the lead 7 points to 2. Look at it from the head on. You see the way he slices. Look, leaves Ailiff standing for dead, lines up the fullback, leaves, well, just left them all behind as Kenny goes in for the try, and that put the game beyond doubt. 36-minute mark, here's the controversy. Warnicki's no-try ruling. Warnicki dummies, tops, come back, goes for the line, and ruled by referee Gaucher, he didn't get the ball down. Look at the head-on shot closely. When he's about an inch off the ground, he appears to lose it. His hand goes off the back of the ball. And referee Gaucher ruled he did not force the ball. Kenny isn't playing like that now, gentlemen.
No, what a glorious try it was when he was at
magnificent.
his best. Gee,
Wasn't one of the tries of the year, and significant to note in that game that East, bit of controversy about that with the same referee that's got today's game.
But was that guy Warnicki?
No try.
There was no try.
There's no tries. Ruling all the way.
No try because you guys say so. I think it was a try.
No. Good ruling.
Oh, no, at the time, mate, he wasn't in control of the ball. Well, that's what we all forget. Just because you put your finger on the ball like that one fraction of a second, that doesn't say it's a try. You've got to be in control of the ball.
No, you've only got to put you wrong.
Hand, ground, ball and hand, it's a try. If it's your little finger. But I don't think he did.
No, I think he bounced it. He dropped it. He lost control.
He bounced it.
Rod, you mentioned Kenny playing well that day. He hasn't played as well as that since. Kenny that day played 5'8" and stayed there all day.
Yeah, all right, let's go to a commercial break and then we'll be back. We've got $200 from Tooth KB. Congratulations, and certainly one of the exciting young prospects of rugby league, and we're pleased to see him come on the scene. Gentlemen, it's raining outside. Let's make our predictions. Peter Peters.
I'm going for East Case. I can't forgive a side for not scoring a point in a major semi-final, and East are the best wet weather football side in Sydney.
Parramatta, very deep thought this. Jack Gibson has coached just over 50% of this Eastern Suburbs team. I think he knows their game better than most, and I think his game plan will be that well tuned to be able to beat Eastern Suburbs, mainly because he knows these fellows so well.
Well, it's suicidal, the way I've been tipping lately, but I'm going for Parramatta.
Oh, you beauty.
All those people out there sitting around lighted candles waiting for my tips because they can't pay the electricity bill. I think what Bozo Fulton has done is just suicidal, putting Marty Gurr at fullback after only 20 minutes of football. I think 5'8", I'm sorry, is madness. I would rather have someone else there, but Gurr's going to play there, so I think I'll go for Parramatta. Good luck, East.
I'm going for Parramatta, Ron, for the simple reason, pride. I think that after last week they took a shellacking. They need to get back on the road if they're going to be any sort of a chance to make the grand final, and pride won't let them down today.
Case, I can give you more reasons why each of these teams can't win today than I can for any one of them winning. I feel that East's form hasn't been good in the semi-finals. I feel Parramatta's shocking performance last week doesn't entitle to favouritism, but I agree with the suggestion that Marty Gurr at 5'8", after only 20 minutes of football, Hastings being out of the side, just tends to give Parramatta the edge, and I feel pick Parramatta on that score.
One of the privileges of being host of the program is I have last say, and I agree once with Frank and the rest of the boys that went for Parramatta. Parramatta to win, and then we've got that spectre of Parramatta and Manly in the grand final, and already John Gage has been appointed referee. After this break, Johnny Tappan Racing.